It's going on. Right now, there's no fighting. Right now, we have a blockade. They're doing no business. I didn't like seeing boats come out if they were doing business with Iran, but if they weren't, no boats came out. So now Iran is doing absolutely no business, and we're going to keep it that way very easily. Don't forget, their Navy is gone, their Air Force is gone, their anti-aircraft is gone, their radar is gone, and their leaders are gone. It's a lot.
Do you still want to charge them?
Coming from predominantly going to China, Mr. President, has Xi Jinping reached out? I know you're going to be...
No, but we have a very good relationship with China. He would like to see this ended also. He certainly wants it ended. Everyone, I want to see it ended too, but we can't give a nuclear weapon to a group of people that have caused nothing but havoc for 47 years. Look, I'm the president that's done something about it. This should have been, and many other presidents regret that they didn't. You know, so I'm doing something about it.
Ukraine impeachment documents that were just declassified show that Eric Charanella not only submitted false information, but that he had no direct knowledge of the alleged conversation. It was all hearsay. Do you feel vindicated by those?
Yeah, I do. They're a bunch of crooked people. You're talking about with respect to all of the things that they put against me? Yeah. Well, it's come out that in so many different ways. Thank you very much for that question. I appreciate it. But in so many different ways, the election was rigged. The 2020 election was rigged. We found that out. What you just said is just a piece of that. It's a big piece, but minor.
All right, so that's President Trump there, in fact, talking about how they have managed to dominate that entire region. Let me quickly bring back Sushant Sareen into that. Sushant Sareen, again, it appears that he's talking about the fact that there's a blockade, that there's no fighting on at the moment, and banking on the fact that Iran will cave in. The big question is, if the terms are not going to be matched out equally in terms of the negotiations, you know, we have, of course, 2 weeks, of which about 4-5 days have now passed. The big question is, how will they arrive at that common middle ground?
You are asking me the trillion-dollar question, Madhav, how they are going to arrive. I don't see any middle ground as things stand. Now, what Ali is saying, in principle, it's fine. You should not have started a war if you had not thought this through. And clearly, they only looked at the best-case scenario, went into a war, and the best-case scenario has not unfolded. And now we are in the middle of a very, very messy kind of a situation, which threatens to drag the entire region into it. Iran is using whatever leverages it has to create so much pain that, that is part of its war strategy.
Okay. Let me bring in John. I want to quickly bring in John on one point. John, the big question is this, that if global oil prices start rising again, they're projected to go above $150 a barrel if, the straits don't open up soon. Once again, US will be the one who the whole world blames for an energy crisis that's going to have its own economic fallout. How is the US plan to actually mitigate this?
Well, I think one area the United States can do is start working at becoming a net exporter of oil to, replace some of the supply. Because, the United States, due to our now energy independence, has become self-sufficient in the area of, oil. And maybe we need to be focusing on becoming more of a net exporter. But I think one thing, we're talking about this blockade. Before the talks last week, there was talk about taking Kharg Island, and basically this blockade replaces the strategy of taking Kharg Island by cutting off all Iranian oil exports. And within 2 weeks, they're claiming that the Iranian currency will collapse further. But knowing the IRGC, I don't think it'll have much impact.
All right, we'll have to leave it there. I'm sorry, gentlemen, we have some breaking news coming in, but Sushant Sareen, Kamar Aga, Ali Rizk, Aaron Aiton Mayer, and John Osomando, thanks so much for joining us this evening.